Here's the thing nobody tells you about love. The healthiest relationships often feel less intense than the unhealthy ones, and that terrifies people. Because we've been trained to think that if it doesn't hurt a little, if it doesn't consume you a little, it can't be real. But I want you to sit with this for a second. Needing someone and loving someone can look almost identical from the outside, and they can feel almost identical on the inside too, right up until the moment that person pulls away. That's when you find out which one you were actually doing. Because if you needed them, their absence feels like a missing limb, like something has been amputated from you. You can't think, you can't function, you're bargaining with a version of them that only exists in your memory. But if you loved them, their absence still hurts. Grief is real, missing someone is real, but you're still whole. You're sad, not shattered. There's a difference between a wave and a flood. Needing someone usually starts long before you ever meet them. It starts in the parts of you that never got soothed as a child. The parts that learned love was something you had to earn or chase or perform for. So when you meet someone who feels like home, you don't just fall for them. You attach to them the way you always wished you could attach to the people who were supposed to keep you safe. And that's not romance, that's a rescue mission. You're not choosing them, you're outsourcing your survival to them. Loving someone is different because it doesn't ask them to complete a sentence that was left unfinished in your childhood. It lets them be a person, not a solution. You can want someone deeply, plan a future with them, feel butterflies when they walk into a room, and still not need them to exist in order for you to exist. That's not coldness. That's actually the warmest thing you can offer someone, the freedom to be loved without being responsible for your survival. Here's how you start telling the difference in your own life. Ask yourself what happens in your body when you imagine them leaving. If it feels like panic, like your nervous system is screaming, that's a signal worth paying attention to. Not because panic means the relationship is wrong, but because it means part of you is asking that person to be your emotional oxygen. And no person, however loving, was built to be someone else's oxygen. You were born already breathing on your own. Somewhere along the way, you were taught to believe you weren't whole without someone else's hand on your back. But wholeness was never something someone else could give you. It was something you had to come home to. So the next time you feel that ache, that pull, that desperate need to hold on tighter, pause and ask yourself gently, am I loving this person or am I trying to survive through them? Because the moment you can tell the difference, you stop looking for someone to complete you and you start looking for someone to walk beside someone who is already complete. Wholeness was always yours. Thank you for listening.